Everybody, peace. Welcome to the Sorry to Bother You show. Wherever have you're listening, we're so grateful to have you here with us. As you guys know, I'm your host, Sean Cottle. And listen, we had a little bit of a hiatus for the past couple of months, but now we are back and we're providing more coverage more than ever for you guys. And no better way to start out our first show back with basketball. So today, guys, on our basketball show, we are going to be recapping two Game 6 matchups, both in the Eastern Conference, one of them being between the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks, as well as the Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Both of those games could potentially, or will potentially, impact legacies of the star players involved in those series. We'll start with the legacy of Joel Embiid and what impact the events that transpired over Game 6, what impact that will have on his legacy moving forward. And we're also going to talk later on about the legacies of Damian Lillard and Doc Rivers and even Giannis, and what impact the results of their Game 6 matchup and their first round exit by the hands of the Indiana Pacers, what impact that will have on their legacies. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? All right, like I said, we're going to start the show with, we're going to question whether Joel Embiid's legacy should be taken into question after the Philadelphia 76ers lost in Game 6 to the New York Knicks. New York Knicks now advanced to the second round, and Philadelphia 76ers have been sent home. And Joel Embiid played well in Game 6. He had 39 points, 100% from the free throw line, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, shooting just under 50% from the field, going 12-25. And when we question whether Embiid's legacy should take a hit, we have to first establish what Joel Embiid's legacy has been so far in the NBA, and that has been that of a player with a generational talent, an MVP from last year, one of the top 5 players in the NBA, perhaps one of the best centers we've seen this generation. But there's no question he's had to deal with a bevy of injuries throughout his career, and this season was no different. Obviously, he missed a good portion of the season with another knee injury, and he was not 100% for this series. But his injuries are nothing new for in terms of his legacy. People know that he's going to be injury prone. So the question becomes, is Joel Embiid among the all-time greats when it comes to centers? When it comes to talent level, yes, but there's more than just talent that goes into being listed among the all-time greats, and winning plays a factor in that. And that has to be taken into account. We have to begin to really question how much is winning or lack thereof going to impact Joel Embiid's legacy. And listen, he's never gotten past the second round. He, like I said, suffered a first round loss this season. Blew a 3-2 lead last year to Boston. And there's been ample moments where Joel Embiid has come up short in the playoffs. Now, I will say this series he has performed quite well. He performed well, but like I said, he wasn't at 100%. And the fact of the matter is, we, as a player, when you're on the court, whatever ailments, injuries you may have, get thrown out the door because you're judged based on your performance. And if you're physically unable to perform, then you don't play. But if you play, then we have to judge you as any other player. And that's just the objective truth behind it. And because Joel Embiid played well, by my standards, now we have to judge him based solely on, is he winning, or is his performance good enough to merit a win? And if not, why? And I do want to say that Joel Embiid's performance, or Philadelphia, I should say, the 76ers losing in this first round against the Knicks, there's also a lot of other factors that go into play as well. One being that the Philadelphia 76ers weren't really a 6 seed, because Joel Embiid was injured for most of the season. They fell, and they didn't have as good of a record as many people expected. But health plays a factor in it. And also the Knicks. The Knicks are a great team. Listen, they were the 3 seed for a reason. A lot of people didn't expect the Knicks to be this good, but with the addition of OG Anunoby, and honestly, with Julius Randle being out, it has really opened up the floor for the Knicks, and it has created more fluid ball movement with Julius Randle being gone. And you can argue that the Knicks are a better team now without Randle. And the Knicks are one of the best rebounding teams in the league as well. And the Knicks are not the Knicks of old. This is a legitimate good Knicks team that has a legitimate chance of competing with the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So this was a tough first round matchup for the Philadelphia 76ers. But also not to mention the fact that Tobias Harris of the Philadelphia 76ers was getting paid $180 million, $40 million this season. In 29 minutes, went 0 for 2, had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but didn't score. Did not score a single point, with a plus-minus and -10. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about that, his Tobias' performance or lack thereof during Game 6. But that has been nothing new this series. Tobias Harris has come up woefully short this series, and I'm not going to blame Joel Embiid for that. Nick Nurse has to do a better job of realizing that Tobias Harris has not been playing well this series, and supplement that with Buddy Hield, who in last night's game had, in 21 minutes, shot 6 of 10 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3-point line, and 20 points with a plus-minus of +12. But it's unfortunate because Buddy Hield was essentially out of the rotation for the past month and a half for Philly. And, I know he was hurt for a little bit of the season, but that just doesn't explain why Buddy Hield was not getting playing time over the course of the series. And, I put that on Nick Nurse and the inability to make adjustments. So for Philadelphia moving forward, what is your plan of attack? Obviously, you have to keep it around. You have to center everything around Embiid. And with Maxey continuing to improve and turn into an all-star level point guard, has the potential to turn into an all-NBA player, depending on how he develops this offseason. But you need a third piece, because clearly Tobias Harris is not the third piece that you expect it to be. And with a lot of supplementary pieces with Batum and, like I said, Buddy Hield and Kelly Oubre, there's no third piece. There's no third star. And Philadelphia's going to need that if they want to maximize the winning potential while they had Joel Embiid. But with Joel Embiid's inability to lead the Sixers team to a conference finals, at least, we should start to begin to question Joel Embiid's legacy in terms of his winning acumen. Is he a generational talent with just talent and performs well, but doesn't really produce a lot of wins and victories and a lot of playoff success? So then does he fall into the lines of, i.e. like a James Harden or a Russell Westbrook, or players with that ilk, within that ilk? you know, that remains to be seen. But as of right now, as an analyst, I'm beginning to question that. I'm beginning to question just how much of a winning legacy does Joel Embiid have, if any. And so then I start to question how good he really is. He's a great talent, but that talent isn't producing the victories warranted to be on the level of even of Nikola Jokic. And not to make the comparison, but last year I was extremely adamant that Joel Embiid was the best center in the league. But we reflect and we move forward a year later to today, and listen, my stance has completely changed on that. That Nikola Jokic is by far the best center in the league right now, better than Joel Embiid. But that's what winning does. The good thing is that Joel Embiid is still in the prime of his career. Philadelphia has to figure out what they're going to do in terms of his availability moving forward. Should they load manage him even more? Perhaps even waiting until the All-Star break to start playing him? I don't think he would do that because it affects the chemistry and the rhythm and the flow. But they have to figure something out in order to maximize the playing time for Joel Embiid. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to know what you guys think about whether we should begin to question Joel Embiid's legacy moving forward after the Sixers' first round exit. But that being said, guys, in our next segment, we are going to be discussing once again the legacies of the players and coaches on the Milwaukee Bucks after their first round exit to the Indiana Pacers. So be sure to stick around for that, guys. You're not going to miss it. We'll be right back.